typical life between life regression is at least 4.5 hours long. And the reason it has to be so long is because one needs to achieve a certain level of trance depth in order to access the superconscious mind. Now, the superconscious mind is the mind that has the soul memories. The physical body has a mind of its own, a type of physical ego, and that this physical ego is quite different to the soul's mind or the soul's ego. So the challenge for the LBL therapist is to attain enough trance depth to bypass the conscious mind and its ability to interfere with the superconscious mind. So here you have your soul's memories trying to come through, or your soul's wisdom trying to come through, and the human body and the human mind often is like a bouncer preventing those deep thoughts or those deep wisdoms or truths from coming through.
Bring some beautiful energy into the room, because she's here, she's doing a great job. We've got Michael here in the wizard's chair. We've got Bob just settling the energy here in the middle. And this is really
take those breaths. Take a moment just to observe any of the thoughts that are running through your mind.
People are dying around me.
People are dying. Yeah. And what are you doing?
We're been rounded up.
Rounded up.
Mm-hmm. We're clinging on to hope that somehow we will survive this, but there is a sense that we won't.
The people who come to our institute to learn the techniques that we have to teach with regard to life between lives under deep hypnosis are looking to gain a new insight as to the purpose of our existence here. Who am I? Where do I come from? When someone is in deep hypnosis, they are telling you exactly what is in their mind. It is not something that can be programmed into it. A lot of people think people can be directed in deep hypnosis. They're very aware of who they are, and they have great insight into the things that they're telling you. And what I found interesting and what captured me was that over thousands of cases was the consistency of the reporting.
I'm a young female. Maybe 20.
And how are you dressed?
I'm wearing this very tight corset dress, long, little slightly puffy below the waist. And a man helps me out of the carriage.
Right? Someone can read in a book, reincarnation. And I can think, well, that's an interesting concept or theory. Someone can have a religious belief. I believe in reincarnation, or I don't believe in reincarnation. But if you take someone through one of these sessions and they have the experience that's mind-boggling for them, and they have it's not just something they see, but a visceral experience that they go through on a soul and body level, they come out of there knowing that this is the case. It's far beyond a concept or a belief. That's profound.
And sometimes you might have somebody who's had a loss, and it can be very reassuring for them to know and understand that those people are safe and are still in touch with them in a different sort of way. The fact that they may have been together with them many times is very reassuring, because it gives them the knowledge that death is really a myth and that they will definitely meet again.
By what name are you known in this place?
Hans comes to mind.
Hans comes to mind? Okay, Hans, what's happening for you just now? Allow yourself to let me know, and I want you to feel yourself becoming more comfortable, knowing that you are here with me and that your lungs are clear and breathing fresh air. Just understand that, Hans, for me.
I'm on this ring drifting in this cold water and this huge ship above, but I'm drowning.
Okay, Hans, what year is this? Just allow yourself to know. Allow yourself to know.
I hear 1872.
Okay, just allow that to settle. Don't try too hard, just allow it to come. That's it.
Then from the current life we go back to the womb, where the person is able to recount and recall the experience of being in the womb as a fetus. And then from the womb we move back into a past life memory, specifically looking for the death scene, because we have found that through the death scene the person's mind is more easily able to open to their soul memories.
What can you see ahead of you?
It's like the Milky Way in 104-fold.
Okay. Good.
And I'm a shooting star shooting up.
Okay.
Some kind of orientation where they are met by a loving soulmate, a friend in spirit, or their teacher or their guide in spirit. And from then on there is an orientation as well as a debriefing of the life that they have just lived. And then the soul moves into the normal activities of the spirit world. Sometimes this might involve some kind of celebration where they are reunited with their spiritual friends and family. Sometimes there's even a bit of rest. Very often the soul, carrying the baggage of a human experience, needs some kind of healing on the other side. And that at some point the soul is taken before its counsel or its wise elders or teachers, where the soul in a very loving, caring and supportive way is given the opportunity to reflect on the life just lived and on the bigger picture of their many existences, their many lifetimes, where they review the lessons, the themes that are part of their own spiritual journey and their own spiritual unfoldment.
Oh, I was a hero. They think I did great. It was like the Scarlet Pimpernel. I mean, I was major kind of espionage guy.
The purpose of this session is for him to experience
this. That life is playing out in this life somehow. Maybe these guys got the message that
you have that sort of background.
Yeah.
The structure of the spirit world, and there's definitely it's not just a few clouds and people playing harps. It's nothing like that. It's a very complex, you could say, society, but one in which there are none of the human limitations. You don't have the human needs. Nobody can hoard the jelly beans or the gold. There isn't anything to hoard. There's no power to hoard. There's not really a hierarchy, although you have very advanced souls and souls that are ranked beginners. Souls don't see that as a hierarchy. The very advanced souls, part of becoming an advanced soul is becoming more and more and more selfless and humble. And they don't see themselves as one bit more important or special than the youngest of souls. They just don't see it that way.
We all know that the world is picking up pace. If we can have something that's incredibly centering, like awakening an understanding of your immortal identity, I mean, that just seems to be the most centering and focusing part of you could ever have. The more people who discover that beautiful compassion and wisdom that we hold within, that's got to be good for the planet.